Hi everyone, welcome back to the Happiness Channel with Monica. Today I have a special guest, a short interview with an amazing woman. Her name is Miss Karlonty Wallace, and this is her. Please feel free to thank you so much for being here today, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate your time and your knowledge that you're going to share with all of us. Please share with the audience a little bit about yourself, your name, where you're from, and what you do for a living.
Okay, I would be more than happy to do so. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Monica, for having me on. My name is Karlonty Wallace, as she's already mentioned. I live in Ohio. If you don't know where that's at, it's a cold place when the wintertime comes. But anyways, I live in Ohio. My business name is Pawsative Partnerships, LLC. And what we do is we are here to help women of faith who have experienced trauma. I mean, how many know there's been a lot of trauma going on these days? And we want to be able to help assist every woman that is in need and have experienced trauma by using some tools that can help them throughout the day to be healthy, happy, and whole on their journey.
And happy, yes, happy. That was the first
Yes,
one.
got to be happy.
Yeah.
Happiness, happiness, happiness.
Thank you. And I will go ahead, for all of you watching, just so you know, I'm going to go ahead and put her information in the description and in the comments as well. So if you like what you hear today, you have a way of reaching her and learning a little bit more, doing some of these techniques or some of these things that she's going to offer you today. Would you like to tell us a little bit about how you bring happiness to these women and give us a few examples?
Sure, I'll be more than happy to do so. One of those is affirmation. We hear a lot about affirmations and speaking positive and speaking good things over our lives. And as women, sometimes we don't do enough of that. We may do it for other people, but I notice that we don't do that for ourselves. And we first have to be partakers of doing that for ourselves so our tank is full, so we can have more to give out. And
Yes.
so, what I like to offer to ladies is, and what I like to do often myself is first, I don't know where people stand when it comes to prayer, but my main thing in the mornings is I get up and I pray because I'm thankful for awakening up. That's a big thing these days because a lot of people, if you haven't noticed, you had COVID, we getting, spikes again, and people been sick, things been going on, people been, not making it, one day was here one day and gone the next. So we want to make sure that we are starting our day off with Thanksgiving, and we starting our day off with being positive of what God has done in our lives. We have so many things we could be thankful for. And one of those things I like to do is I like to get a mirror or either go in my bathroom and I like to look in the mirror at myself and see positive things about Karlonty. Because Karlonty has a lot of positive things about her that first of all, she needs to start her day off doing that and looking in the mirror and seeing the positive things. I got two eyes. That may not seem like a whole lot, but if you walk down the street or you walk into somebody doesn't have both their eyes and they're not able to see out both their eyes. So that is something to be thankful for. Thankful for two eyes, thankful for being able to be awake, thankful and start speaking positive things over ourselves. I find that when I speak positive things over myself, it causes me to have a better day. It causes me to feel better about Karlonty, and I'm always encouraging other people, but let's start off feeling, like I said earlier, filling our tank, filling our cup, filling ourselves up with affirmation that are positive that can help us on our journey. And for those that are listening that like dogs and fur babies, that's another tool, because I don't know who doesn't like dogs and fur babies, but do you have your dog with you or your cat? Oh, what are we about to see? Oh, look, hello. Hi.
That's
Looky.
my fur
Yes,
baby.
see. Look what dogs and fur babies do. Well, hello, I'm here. Trying to see where we're at. Like, what's going on? Dogs and fur babies are an excellent tool to help anyone that's dealing with depression, anxiety, and it helps them calm. like Monica is doing for us, is rubbing the dog, petting the dog, hugging the dog, kissing the dog. All those things help with our psyche. That helps with anxiety and depression. So if you have a dog or a fur baby, oh, we got somebody else in the background. Oh, wow. Yes, got another fur baby back there. So if you have dogs and fur babies, I'd like to encourage each and every one of you to train them so they can be therapy dogs. A lot of people don't understand that dogs can be trained to be therapy dogs, and they can help you. If nothing else, but you got to take them out. They need to go walking. You need exercise. That gets you out. It gets you feeling like you are a part of something, and it makes you feel better about who you are as a person. And not only helping the dog and fur babies, I see a lot of people in the hospitals. They bring the dogs in for the patients. And the other day, just on the news, they had someone come in, and the man, he began to cry, and he began to cry because he was visited by a dog, and the dog just did so much to him that helped him feel better, because he didn't have family and people coming in to visit him. We don't think about that, so dogs play a huge part in all of our lives in being able to be healthy with our mental status and all those kind of things. So having a dog, training the dog, getting the information you need, but don't neglect seeing a therapist if need be. Therapists are very important, and they play a good role in our journey to wholeness and to healthiness. And we want to make sure we do that. We want to make sure that we are spending time getting the reputable therapists. And when I say reputable therapist, that means you've looked them up, you found out their history, you decided whether you want a male or a female, you decided what is it that I need help with? What area do I want the therapist to help me with individually with? So, and those are the things you do. And a lot of people don't understand that you can actually go through your insurance company, and your insurance company, your insurance company can help you determine on what good, what's going to be a good fit as well. And what I mean by that, who's in network. And if you know who's in network and it's covered by your insurance, that'll help you as well. So it's a lot of information that you can that's out here that can help you on your journey to wholeness.
And tell us a little bit more. We'll get back to the dogs in a minute. I feel like I interrupted you with my dog. Tell us a little bit more about because this is what I love. And when you told me, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna do this every day. And I hate to confess, I'm not doing it every day, but I do when I remember. And it was to get the mirror.
Okay, well, get the mirror. A lot of times you get a mirror, and I know I have my phone, but you get a mirror and you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you see your appearance, you see who you are, you see what people see. But sometimes you don't, you see, sometimes you don't see what people see. So if you get the mirror in front of you, you can see what people see. Not only will it help you if you ain't got your makeup on right, but it also helps you to say, hey, Karlonty, I like this about you. Your smile. I'm glad. You talk to yourself. It's not, some people back in the day, they would tell you, oh, you talk to yourself, something's wrong with you. Right. Oh, something wrong with you when you answer and you have a conversation. We are doing affirmations and saying positive things to ourselves. Looking in the mirror, and it's a reflection.
Yes. And it's so powerful.
It is. It is
10 times more powerful than writing it down or just saying it out loud, but not when you look at yourself, you're like, because I feel a lot of times, and maybe it's a female thing, or I don't know, a society thing, but I feel that we were almost raised to feel that we need to look better, and we need to, so when we look at ourselves, we're like, so judgmental. And so it's very powerful to be able to look at yourself, even though, and even though you see flaws, to like you said, tell yourself, I am beautiful and I am worthy and I matter and I'm going to make a difference today and I am special, and all these things that at first are really hard if you're looking only at your flaws. But I think with time, when you do this practice, it really
It
It
really,
really
and
can do
Monica, I'm
help.
glad you said that. It really does help. And it's not easy in the beginning because, especially if you're a person that's so used to being down on yourself and know it's so negative. And then a lot of times that comes from family members, it comes from people, from spouses, from relatives, co-workers. A lot of times people like to place things on to other people that is not necessarily true. And like for example, like you were saying, everyone is beautiful in their in some way or another. And it's
Mhm.
like we spend way too much time looking at appearance. You know, appearance is good, but if you don't have your inside together, then what is the outside even it matters, but why does it even matter? Because you're ugly on the inside. You feel bad on the inside. What are you saying to yourself? If you look in the mirror and you this is why you look in the mirror and I like I said I got my phone, I didn't think to bring a mirror over, and you look in the mirror and you're talking
Wow.
to yourself. If you are talking to yourself, you're looking at the reflection of yourself. You're encouraging yourself to be positive and think positive and have a better outcome on how you see yourself. Because if you wait on everybody to speak positive things to you, you may be waiting for a while.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, people see from different views.
And yeah, and a lot of times, I mean, you could see someone that looks aesthetically pretty on the outside or handsome, and then, like you said, they have a very low self-esteem. You can tell they're not happy. They're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with their life or how things are going or how they're looking, and that almost like reflects
Yeah.
once you start a conversation with them and you can see their body language sometimes, and you're like, what a shame, because this person is, so good looking, or or and then sometimes the other way around, you see someone that maybe you wouldn't have looked twice at, and you start a conversation with them, and you're like, wow, this person is
Yeah. We
beautiful,
we stereotype way too much in America. You know, things that matter shouldn't matter as much if you're not spending time on knowing who the person and what their nature is. Who are they? You know, I remember I think it was last year or whenever it was, we had I think it was a Miss America that had actually went up to the third floor, seventh floor, whatever, and she jumped off the roof. I think it was in New York somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what her name was, but she was a Miss America. And my point in bringing that up is if a Miss America that is went through all the testing and became Miss America, not have self-esteem and not have an inner parts of her or him or whoever it may be, and it causes them to jump off the roof or commit suicide or whatever form it is, then that speaks highly of the fact that we need to spend time in affirmations and speaking to ourselves positive things, because if we're waiting on somebody else to do it, it's not always going to happen. And then we can't really depend on somebody else speaking positive over us, and we're not. Why? I mean, you know, if you don't
and
know
sometimes it
yourself,
doesn't even help, because if you're not feeling good and you hear someone say, oh, you're so this, you're like, no, I'm not.
yeah, you
And
know, and then have to really work on your self-esteem, because
yeah.
we all are on this earth for a reason, and all of us have a purpose, a plan, and a destiny, and we have to figure out what that is and work with it. Everybody's not called to do the same thing, but we are called to do something. We are here to express, to show people kindness, love, smile, encourage somebody, because somebody needs to be. We all need to be encouraged, regardless of what we appear on the outside. Because you can smile and be full of pain, because the pain behind the smile. You know, most many social faces. It's like, what do? You have to be able to speak to yourself, understand what the manufacturer. I mean, we go to the manufacturer, we buy toys, we buy cars. You know, what do you take your car if something broke down on your car? What do? You go to the manufacturer. Who is that manufacturer? If it's the Ford dealer, the General Motors dealer, you take the car back to where you got it from. You know, and I think it's so important.
Hopefully a warranty.
But yeah, and if you have, it's right, and you have to have a warranty. So the thing is, if you know who your manufacturer is, the warranty is always there. You've got to be able to understand who the manufacturer is, who you are, who the manufacturer, and you were created for such a time as this. And so, what I want to say to everyone that's listening, You are amazing. Don't you ever give up. There are so many good things within you, and there's so many people need what you have. And if you don't express those things, then someone like myself won't get a chance to be a part of that. So it's very important that we work on our inside, because what's on the inside comes out on the outside. And if you're beautiful on the inside, it's coming out on the outside. And so that's what I wanted to say today.
And that's why I think you are so beautiful, because it really comes from within. And I don't even have to ask you questions. I just say, what do you think, Karlonty? And you're like,
it just comes out of me.
I love it. I love it. I love it, because it shows that you're speaking from the heart, and that you're living this happiness that I'm wanting to share and spread with everyone. So,
right.
And I think it's so important that everyone know it starts from within. You can't, like you said, you can't expect others to love you or to fill your cup when yours has to be full in the first place. You have to know that, that you are special, that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, and that you, if not, it's just never going to happen. So thank you so much. And tell us a little bit more before we end about your services. What do you provide for others out there?
Well, what we do is we're pawspartnerships.com is where you can reach us at. What we do is we provide digital products, which means these are products that will come right to their email, training material for if you have a dog and fur baby, and also being with information how to train your dog and fur baby for therapy work, and information on finding erectable therapists that can help you on your journey to wholeness and to heal, to be, for healing in that area, as well as I have, t-shirts and products and things like that they can, put their dogs, or, if they want to put their dogs, or they can send me an email, and we could work that kind of thing out. But the availability to put pictures of your dogs on mugs and t-shirts, and have digital products that can help them on their journey. Gotta have the right foods, information on good foods, on feeding your dog, information on insurance, because people forget dogs need insurance. You take them to the vet, and the vet is extremely expensive, and you don't have any insurance, that will help too if you have insurance on your dog. And don't forget also, we put insurance on ourselves when it's time for our loved ones to pass, and we want to make sure we are able to have that in place for when our dogs and fur babies do pass. So we have that information as well in the insurance.
Oh, good.
So
I forgot about that. Yes, I need to hit you up for that.
Yeah, you have to prepare for, there are dogs and fur babies. You don't want anything happening to them, but at the same time, you want to make sure you are prepared in the end, and have pet insurance for them as well. There's things that people don't understand. I hear you. Hello. There's things that people don't understand. Because you're trying to figure out where I'm at, huh? People don't understand is that there are different things you need to know. How to prepare if your dog is getting ready to pass, and what do you do? What's the closest veterinarian? What does the veterinarian offer? What do they say that you need to prepare for that? Because it's a process like it is with a human. So people need to realize that, and don't forget.
Perfect. So if any of you have any questions, or want to find out a little bit more about having a therapy dog, how do you train a therapy dog, how do you go about having insurance, and God forbid, getting everything ready for the day that they pass, on all of that good stuff. The information, like I said, will be in the comments and in the description. Once again, thank you so much, Miss Karlonty, for joining me. This is the second time I interview you. You're just a ray of sunshine, and so I had to have you back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
And
thank you.
For everyone out there, if you're interested in her, make sure to check that out. And don't forget to like and subscribe.